Everyone remembers the bosses or high figures like Salvatore Leone, Donald Love, and Sonny Forelli, the men who tried to rule Liberty City and grab as much power and money as they could, but almost nobody talked about the guy who helped make these wars and business operations possible, 8 Ball. 8 Ball never wanted or needed power. His drive was to be useful, and in a city that eats kings alive, that is exactly why he survives. And before I go any further, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and turn on the post notification bell to be notified of anything I do. So anyways, let's dive right into it. 8 Ball was born and raised in Liberty City, earning his nickname from his hustler father who spent his time playing pool. By the mid-1980s, 8 Ball becomes an established explosives expert, expanding his business across multiple cities, and by 1984, he operates out of Vice City, San Andreas, and Liberty City. His services revolve around black market weapons, bomb rigs, and illicit repairs, making him a trusted name in criminal circles nationwide. But before he's 8 Ball the bomb guy, he's just a Liberty City hustler's kid, likely hanging around pool halls, chop shops, and garages, and learning how the criminal underworld actually functions and how to be useful within it. Explosives are his entry point, logistics were. This is where he learns the most important rule: don't be visible, be useful. And by the late 1980s to early 1990s, this is 8 Ball's neutral operator phase. This is his key period because by now, he's known but he's not famous. He's trusted but not loyal to any one group, and he's paid well and he isn't greedy. He likely avoids any direct involvement in power struggles, and he doesn't get into emotionally motivated hits. This keeps him alive, while people like Diaz, the mafia dons like Sonny Marco Forelli, and also Johnny Sindaco, along with various street bosses, burn out or get killed. And sometime before 1998, 8 Ball clearly recenters himself within Liberty City. Now why? Liberty City is stable but violent, and mafia families need specialists and cartel pressure is increasing. This is likely when he opens Pike Creek as his primary operation. Then he builds relationships with mafia associates, smugglers, and fixers. By now, he's no longer just a bomb maker, he's a trusted infrastructure. And this works out perfect when the Mafia Wars of 1998 begin, because at that time, he's established, quiet, connected, and dangerous but invisible. This is exactly why Donald Love trusts him with Fort Staunton, not because he's flashy, but because he's reliable. And due to his reputation, Donald Love sends Tony Cipriani to 8 Ball for one of the most destructive jobs carried out, rigging a van full of explosives and using it to blow up the entirety of Fort Staunton. This goes well, and Fort Staunton along with Keith Forelli and Sindaco family remnants perish along with it. This solidifies 8 Ball's status as a go-to demolitions expert for high-end jobs in Liberty City. And between the years 1998 to 2000, 8 Ball likely moves his operation towards Portland, due to creating ties with the Leones with the Fort Staunton bombing, and likely becomes a go-to guy for explosives. His role in 2000, he creates fake IDs for Vinny's operation, and after Vinny's death, he then recruits Mike to start probing a murder, believing he knows who's responsible. He then sends Mike on various tasks, such as disposing of Vinny's body at the Harwood Auto Crusher, sending prostitutes, one of them being Joey's girl Misty, to high-rolling clients and finding out more on Vinny's death, and then delivering packages and retaliating against Corelli for putting his friend in the hospital. 8 Ball uses this information from one of the women to point Mike toward Joni the bartender, starting a chain of events that eventually draws the cartel into the picture. And during a diner meeting, the cartel ambushes 8 Ball and Mike. 8 Ball suffers severe burns to his hands, thus leaving him unable to escape. He then orders Mike to run before the police arrive. These burns stay with him until the events of 2001. So after this, 8 Ball is likely out on bail of some sort or got the initial charges from the previous arrest dropped, but he's then arrested again between the events of 2000 to the beginning of 2001. An article from the Liberty Tree titled "Another Punch in the Gut for Organized Crime" by Peter Armstrong reads, "A local hoodlum and criminal yesterday found out after a lifetime of fast living, quote-unquote blinging bitches, platinum jewelry, and loose women, crime does not pay, after he was sent down for a long time with no option of parole. Well-known local weapons dealer and firearms expert 8 Ball had long been believed to be a major player in organized crime in Liberty City. Now he's doing a little organized time after he was convicted of 85 charges of owning a gun without a license. State prosecutor Philip Hedges was overjoyed at the result. This man had profited out of bringing misery and mayhem to our streets for too long now. While he was off partying and enjoying his ill-gotten gains with women in nightclubs, drinking champagne and driving fast cars, others were cleaning up the blood from our streets, from the bullets fired by guns he sold. The court heard how 8 Ball had links with various crime families in town, including the Leone crime family, and how he'd been seen as Mr. Fix-It for crime lords, able to supply them with the firepower they needed to continue their reign of terror in our city. Quote unquote, we've been after this guy for several years, and finally we got charges that would stick. We know he did a lot of other stuff, and we even thought about making up some of the evidence so we could lock him up and throw away the key. But eventually, we just busted his premises and found a lot of things no one outside the military or a regulation gun club should own. And it says also, when police raided his home, their haul included missile launchers, flamethrowers, hand grenades, and a wide array of assault weapons. In a short struggle, the criminal's hands were badly damaged when a policeman accidentally poured hot fat on them. He appeared in court with both hands wrapped in bandages. Now he's going to be wrapped up in a prison cell. Now this gives more of a vast conclusion on how 8-Ball really burned his hands. So he likely burned his hands in the diner incident, and also maybe they healed or they got a little better, and then this incident where the policeman, quote unquote, accidentally poured hot fat on them. So likely those two made his hands all busted up by the events of 2001, which is interesting. Anyways, after being found guilty of the 85 counts of illegal firearm possession, during a transit convoy with Claude and the Old Oriental Gentleman, the Colombian cartel attacks and kidnaps the Old Oriental Gentleman. In this chaos, 8-Ball and Claude overpower the guards. Then a cartel bomb destroys the Callahan Bridge, thus blocking off Portland from the rest of the city. The two steal a car and escape into the red light district. They then change clothes to avoid police attention, thus restoring their freedom and helping Claude's rise in Liberty City. Now how 8-Ball stayed out is likely due to all the prisoners in the convoy having their identity records erased or corrupted due to the Colombian cartel hacking into the police database, thus helping out both Claude and 8-Ball stay free after their convictions. 8-Ball then vouches for Claude by bringing him to Luigi Gordarelli, who then becomes Claude's first employer and his entry point into the Leone crime family. And a little bit later, with the orders of Joey Leone, Claude uses 8-Ball's shop services to take out the last major leader of the Farrelly brothers, and after some time, Claude gains more influence within the Leone family and starts working for Salvatore Leone directly. And after dealing with Curly Bob, it is found out that the cartel is using a freighter at the docks to manufacture their drug, Spank. Salvatore then orders this ship to be destroyed. They then go to their explosives expert 8-Ball, and despite his burned hands, 8-Ball agrees to handle the explosives as long as Claude pays the costs and provides protection. Together, they infiltrate the Portland harbor and demolish the freighter together, thus crippling the cartel's drug pipeline within Portland. After this, 8-Ball disappears from the storyline, and his fate remains unconfirmed. Now there's a popular theory that 8-Ball likely built or prepared the car bomb that was meant for Claude on Salvatore Leone's order. Now, he likely had no knowledge of the intended target or purpose, receiving only a vague job to prepare a vehicle with explosives. His involvement would be purely transactional, professional, not personal. He supplied the expertise, but didn't choose the target. And if the bomb that was meant for Claude was built by him, it would be ironic, but he would not be guilty of betrayal. It fits his character. It fits his survival-focused, low-profile approach. Do the job, get paid, and stay out of the politics and conflict. In a world that punishes fast ambition, being a utility is the best thing to be. Where Claude rises fast, everyone around him dies. 8-Ball doesn't rise at all. He has no territory, just shops for anybody to use. He has no major titles, no major power grabs, he just stays a function, not a figurehead. And in this universe, that's how you win. And his role never puts him in the line of fire. 8-Ball's business model after 2001 is perfect for survival. He has fixed locations, he's indirectly involved with every single one of them, he's always paid up front, and he has no visible allegiance shifts. When Leones get hurt, after Claude wipes out Salvatore, 8-Ball isn't giving orders, taking sides, or even on anyone's hit list. He's just a bomb guy in Portland. And he benefits from the chaos instead of suffering from it. Every major upheaval in Liberty City creates new contracts, new rebuild jobs, and new security paranoia. Explosive specialists don't lose work during gang wars, they get more of it, and Claude destabilizing the city actually extends 8-Ball's usefulness, doesn't threaten it. And staying invisible to the majority of the criminal underworld is his character arc, where some characters rise, some characters fall, some even get betrayed, and some killed. 8-Ball's arc is different. He endures. That's not lack of story, that is the story. We don't see his ending because he doesn't need one. He doesn't exit the world, he remains part of the city's machinery. Now what does 8-Ball's life look like after the events of 2001? He likely is still operating in Portland, using intermediaries due to his injuries, and possibly opening more garages and maintaining them in other cities, though he may have to relocate due to potential problems with the police due to his previous convictions. But anyways, he has no flashy comeback, no dramatic death, no betrayal, just steady money and longevity. 8-Ball doesn't win Liberty City, like most characters do or try to. He outlasts it. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making it. I've always liked 8-Ball. He's always straight up and ready to help. Well, when you bring the money. So anyways guys, before we leave, be sure to smash that like button. It really helps the algorithm. And smash the subscribe button while turning on the post notification bell to be notified of anything I do. So anyways guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care now. Bye.